Hey everybody. So I need to talk about Nikita Kucherov a little bit here because I feel like I haven't really talked much about him at all this year, if at all. And given how much attention Mikko Rantanen got at the beginning of the year for his point pace and his point total, he's slowed down a little bit now, but I think Kucherov is the guy now that deserves that kind of talk because what Nikita Kucherov is doing right now is absolutely unreal. We haven't seen numbers like this in a long time in the NHL. His month of December was absolutely ridiculous. I think he had like 30 points in 14 games or something like that in December. And his season totals now are absolutely ridiculous. Kucherov has 71 points already through 43 games. Just over the halfway point of the season. And he has 71 points already, including 50 assists. Most players don't have 50 assists the entire season. Kucherov has 50 assists in 43 games. And I'll just tell you right now, he is my number one guy for NHL MVP at this point. You cannot do this and not win MVP. I don't care who else is on your team, how good your team is. 71 points in 43 games. It's absolutely unbelievable. Now Mikko Rantanen has also played 43 games. He's at 66 points, 5 points behind Kucherov, and Nathan MacKinnon is at 65 points, 6 points behind Kucherov. So Kucherov has surpassed the two stars from Colorado, who from most of the first half of the season were the leaders as far as points go. It was MacKinnon and Rantanen at the top. Kucherov, with that ridiculous month of December, has passed them, and he has taken over first place in the league in points. So he's well on his way to the Art Ross Trophy. And he's also, for me, the top contender for the Hart as NHL MVP, because this is ridiculous. I can't believe it, 71 points in 43 games. I think I saw on Twitter the last person to have 70 points in such a few number of games was Jaromir Jagr back before the I think it was 99-2000. Before the turn of the century was the last time someone had a point total like this early in the season. And it's a franchise record for Tampa Bay for the fewest number of games, 270 points in a season. The previous holder was Marty St. Louis, and it took him 53 games to get to 70 points. So Kucherov did it in 10 less games than the previous franchise record holder in St. Louis. That is absolutely ridiculous. Now, the Lightning as a whole are running away with as far as being the best team in the league. They are running away with the President's Trophy. They are miles ahead of everyone else. They are in a complete league of their own. And Kucherov is a huge, huge reason why. I mean, listen, the Lightning are an absolute stacked roster. They're incredibly good up and down the lineup. They've been brilliantly put together. They're an incredibly good team. But if you take Nikita Kucherov off that team, they're still a good team, but they are not nearly as good without Kucherov. This guy, what he brings on a nightly basis and what he brings point production-wise is unmatched in the league. It is just unbelievable. And the big thing with Kucherov is the 50 assists, because if you go back 2 or 3 years, it was Kucherov's goal scoring that was getting him noticed. You know, he's only 25 years old. He came into the league at a young age and was very, very productive from a very young age. But it was his goal scoring that really got him noticed at first. When he was 22, 23, it was all about goals with him. And when you were looking at Kucherov and thinking, maybe he's the next guy to score 50 and 50. Maybe he's the next guy to score 60 to 65 goals in a season. It was his goal scoring. His one-timer from the tops of the circles was incredible. He could score, he scored 40 goals in a season at 23 years old, and he looked like the next great goal scorer in the NHL, and very Alex Ovechkin like. But his game has completely transformed over the last really the last 2 seasons. He's gone from a pure goal scorer to an incredible point producer in general, and his assists and his setup abilities, his playmaking abilities have really changed the most. Now Kucherov does have 21 goals and could very well get to 40 goals this year. But it's not just about the goal scoring with Kucherov anymore. He has 50 assists in 43 games. It's not like he's an Alex Ovechkin type who finishes the year with 45 goals and 30 assists. No, he's going to have more assists than goals by a lot. And he could get to 70 or 80, even 80 assists this season. He only needs 30 more in 39 games to get to 80 assists on the year. That is more than possible. That's not a possibility. That's a probability. He's probably going to get to 80 assists this year. You know what he's also probably going to get to? 120 points. He only needs, 49 more points to get to 120, and they have 39 games left. Assuming he stays healthy, he could absolutely be able to get 49 points in 39 games. Given the rate that he's been scoring with 71 and 43, 49 and 39 should be easy for him. He's going to get over 120 points this year, and I don't remember off the top of my head the last time we had a 120-point scorer in the NHL, but it's been years. It has been years since someone's hit 120. If I had to guess, I would say it was probably Sidney Crosby in the late 2000s would probably be the last time that someone hit 120 points in a season. I can almost guarantee you it would have been Crosby, unless it was Joe Thornton, maybe one of those years that Thornton had huge assist numbers. But if I had to guess, I would bet it was Crosby. It was probably around 08, 09, somewhere around there. It was probably the last time that someone hit 120. I know no one's done it in the last 5 years. So Kucherov, it's not a possibility, it is a probability that he is going to hit 120 points this year. It's going to take an injury or a really bad slump for him not to hit 120 this year at the rate he's going. And for me, that is runaway MVP level. He is without a doubt the MVP to this point in the season. It's unreal what he's doing. His production is ridiculous. And he's an incredible player. And like I said, he's changed as a player just in the last couple of years. When he first came into the league, it was all about the goals. That goal total was what he was known for. He looked like the next great sniper, the next great goal scorer. And over the last couple of years, he has developed that playmaking ability, that assist ability to not only put up good goal numbers, but put up massive assist numbers as well. And because of it, his point totals are going absolutely through the roof. Kucherov, I think, is going to be one of the top 3 players in the league for probably the next 8 to 10 years. And I don't see how you can keep him out of that. I mean, it's hard to pick a top 3. McDavid's obviously in it. Then you still have Crosby playing at an elite level. You still have, Alex Ovechkin up there scoring goals at ridiculous levels. He's got 30 goals already this season. But how can you not have Nikita Kucherov as a top 3 player? If you don't have him top 3, you have to have him top 5. There's no way he's not a top 5 player in the NHL right now. If you want to argue top 3 and maybe put McKinnon up there too, there's arguments to be made. There is a ton of premier talent in the NHL right now. But you cannot tell me that Nikita Kucherov is not a top 5 player in the NHL right now without me thinking you're absolutely nuts. He 100% is. 71 points in 43 games. It's unreal. This guy is ridiculous, and he plays on a great team, which helps him a lot, but he also helps the team a lot. That team is so great largely because of him. If you take him off that team, they're still a good team. They still have Stamkos, Hedman, Vasilevsky in goal. They have Tyler Johnson and JT Miller and all these other talented forwards, Braden Point, Yanni Gourde, guys like that. But Nikita Kucherov puts that team over the top, puts them in an insane level up here, higher than anyone else in the league. And that's why Tampa Bay is running away with the league lead right now. Because Kucherov is playing out of his mind. And they're just an incredibly well-built, talented team, and they have a legitimate superstar in Nikita Kucherov leading the way. So, with that, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.